Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Tempo TCG here, back on my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be covering Raging Bull EX with Sandy Shocks. Now, this deck did start seeing some good success over at the Indianapolis Regionals. It did end up seeing 3 day 2s, so it's kind of looking like more and more of a real deck. I know I'm a big advocate for Raging Bull. I know I normally play Lost Zone Bull, which you guys have seen on my YouTube channel. You guys have seen on my Twitter. However, I do think that this version, this variant of the deck is probably a better deck. So let's jump into the list let's talk about what's going on here. So obviously we do have Raging Bolt with the Bellowing Thunder attack, which does 70 damage for each energy we discard, which can be crazily good, especially when we have lots of energy acceleration in cards like Sandy Shocks EX, which has the magnetic absorption ability, which for once during your turn, as long as your opponent has 4 or fewer prize cards remaining, you can just attach a basic fighting energy from your discard pile to Sandy Shocks. So that accelerates 1. If you've got another Sandy Shocks, you're accelerating 2. You can attach for hand to accelerate 3. You can Sawdust, so you can accelerate 5 energies in a turn, which swings anything with 350 HP or below. Now, if let's say you're playing a third Sandy Shocks on your bench, you can accelerate up to 6. However, that's oftentimes not overly happening. We also do play Slither Wing, which for 2 fighting does 120 damage. It also does 90 damage to itself, and then our opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Slither Wing's really great into some 1-prizers or decks like Arceus that maybe it's more favorable to swing a 1-prizer into these 2-prizers. We also have cards like Mew EX, which have genome hacking, which does sometimes come in handy with cards like our energy switches, but oftentimes it's just here for free retreat and some draw. Then we do have Raikou V, which has the fleet-footed ability, which once during our turn, if it's in the active spot, we may draw a card. And then Lightning Rondo, we all know what it does, 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, plus 20 just for the attack. So it's really easy to get that turn 1 220 damage going second. We also play Lumineon to help us get our supporters, and Radiant Greninja, which just has concealed cards to get energies in our discard pile. Our race spec of choice is Prime Catcher. It's really strong, especially in decks that are super aggro like this deck. Raging Bolt really loves playing Prime Catcher. We are Pokestop based. It's just a solid card to have right now because we're spinning with lots of item cards, such as our Prime Catchers, such as our Super Rods, such as our Switch cards. Now, one thing that I have changed from the, I think it was 37th placed list, was I did cut down the Pokemon Catcher just for a second boss's orders. I just like it more. I think that it's more useful, and it's not a coin flip, right? We are playing 2 Bravery Charm, 1 Seal Stone, obviously 4 Sada, and an Iono, and then just 7 Fighting Energies, 3 Lightning Energies. The deck is really turbo, feels very similar to the way Roaring Moon used to play. So yeah, that's kind of all we've got going on. The deck is pretty straightforward, it does a lot of damage, so let's jump into some gameplay and see how it performs. Alrighty, so looks like we do get choice. Into most decks, going second is pretty good, as we can't get that turn 1, 220 with Raikou, or 210 with Raging Bolt. So we are going to choose to go second here. I actually don't remember if I just said going first is better or going second, but we do want to go second so we can donk. Going first is better into Chen Pao. This opening hand is not ideal. Hopefully we can find a Professor Sada's Vitality here, or just anything that kind of gets us playing. We are playing against a Lost Zone deck, it looks like. Not too sure what it is. They're playing Research, Colress, Pokemon League Headquarters. Maybe this is like some control type deck. This deck does tend to take a pretty good control matchup. The Nest Ball double fighting is huge for us here. Okay, so it is a Alolan Vulpix there. They are going to be able to evolve, but Alolan Vulpix means nothing to Raging Bolt as we don't have an ability. They're just going to go attach here. They're going to go Nest Ball. We're probably going to see an Arceus here or Radiant Greninja. Rad Ninja here. They're probably going to go concealed cards. Yep. They're going to get rid of a V-Guard energy, which is relatively fine because like we're just not playing anything that we need a V-Guard energy for. So the league headquarters does come down. There's Arceus. So we are playing against Arcpix here. We do get another Ultra Ball here. So let's just go right off the bat with a Nest Ball. Our Rad Ninja is prized, so that is quite unfortunate for us. We could go Nest Ball for potentially a Sandy Shocks or maybe Squawkabilly. Looking at our board, I think just getting 1 Sandy Shocks off this Nest Ball is fine. And then we could go attach maybe this fighting onto Raging Bolt, or we could just say that I think this is fine and hopefully we're going to see a Sada. We're going to discard 2 fightings here. And then we can go, and I really, really, really like the idea of Squawkabilly this turn because our hand's a little bit dead here. So here comes Squawkabilly. We'll play Squawkabilly down here. We are dumping our Prime Catcher here, but if we can swing 2 prizes this turn, I think we're relatively fine to do so. Let's go Ultra Ball here. We are going to probably go Ultra Ball away. We'll get rid of this Iono. We'll get rid of this Super Rod. Actually, maybe we'll get rid of this Prime Catcher first. I just don't see it coming into play too often. Maybe we'll go Super Rod. We'll Ultra Ball for Super Rod. I actually do think we can Prime Catcher. Potentially. They do have a 4-card hand. I don't know if they're going to have anything here. We are going to get Mew EX, just a free retreater. We can go Pokegear here. Pokegear, we do get the Soda. So the Soda feels really good. We can go Professor Sodas, attach a fighting to each of our ancient Pokemon. Now, as long as we can find that lightning energy, which we can go Earthen Vessel away this fighting, grab a lightning, and we'll grab another fighting. And as long as we can find a stadium out, we're looking relatively good here. Let's go Bravery Charm on this Raging Bolt here. And then we can restart for 1. Just draw a single card, which is okay. It's going to net us a card. We do get another Sandy Shocks. We can bench it. And then we are going to go Squawk and Cease here. Pray we find a Pokestop. So we don't find a Pokestop. So we aren't able to attack here. However, we aren't being one-shot. And now we've got tons of stuff set up for next turn. Here we could just bench another Raging Bolt. And then I actually don't mind the spot we're in right now. And then we don't really need to Burst Roar. We've got a good enough hand. We're just going to pass here. Not finding a Pokestop hurts. Maybe not finding Raikou kind of hurts. We could have gone Raikou and then tried to hopefully find that for a Seal Stone. But you know what? I still think we're in a fine position. We've still got so much damage lined up, right? Especially this turn when we go for another Professor Sodas. We can definitely swing this Vulpix. We can swing that Arceus. So we're looking really good. Arceus does get that max spell on, so they could go Boss's Orders swing on our Sandy Shocks. They're obviously not going to get that right now. But I actually think that our play might be to kill this Arceus here so it doesn't power anything up. Snow Mirage doing 140 doesn't mean anything to us. It's not even killing us next turn. So this Boss's Orders play seems really correct. So yeah, they're gonna go Snow Mirage. We can attach for turn onto this Raging Bull and then just go boom, Boss's Orders on that Arceus. And our opponent's probably not looking awesome. And then maybe we'll just Palpads. We can burn a couple cards. Switch card. Yeah, I actually think that we're gonna burn through some cards in our deck here. We can switch card to heal 30. The Pokestop is super clutch here. We'll go Pokestop first. We'll go switch card to heal 30. It doesn't seem overly relevant to the math, and to be honest, it's not. But if we get another switch cart, we can switch cart out a Raging Bolt again, which would allow us pretty much just to swing, like just to survive an Arceus swing with a DTE on. So here we can go attach an energy to Raging Bolt. Why don't we go Boss's Orders Arceus V or Arceus V Star? We can then go Palpado in a Boss and a Soda, because I don't mind doing that. Those are back in. We can restart for 2 here. Soda Lumineon. We can go Pokestop. We don't really need to, but we might as well just rip it, right? We do have 2 Sodas in hand. We are going to get 2 cards. We do net 2 here. Let's go Trekking Shoes. Raikou feels pretty good, but I don't think he's needed that much anymore. We'll discard him, see what else we can get in our hand. A Pokegear feels pretty strong. We'll go Retreat in a Raging Bolt, and then we can swing Bellowing Thunder for 280 here. And there we go. That's 280 damage. That's 2 prize cards we are going to be taking. And there we go. Trekking Shoes and Nest Ball. Now, hopefully we can just string some more knockouts. We do have that Soda's Vitality in our hand, plus an energy switch. So, like, we can Soda a Lightning on a Raging Bolt, a Fighting onto Sandy Shocks. Then we can move it with that energy switch. Maybe get an attach for turn. We're not swinging this Alolan Vulpix for a knockout here. That's okay, though, because it's also not swinging us. If it was, we'd be swinging it back, but we're not. I actually don't mind the play of Kill Arceus there because it does get rid of Starbirth, which they are going to need, and it does stop them from linking up attackers. Not that they would have been able to attack with it anyways, but I just like that play a little bit more because this Vulpix, like I said, we don't have to worry about it in the current state we're in. So Snow Mirage here for 140, that's perfectly fine for us. We do get a boss's orders here. We could boss Greninja and take a prize, but we don't really want to get out of that 2-2-2 prize lineup here. So here we're looking at our hand. We'll go trekking shoes first. We'll see what we get. We probably don't need another Pokegear. That lightning energy is pretty good. It does mean we are able to swing that 210 damage. We aren't able to swing anything higher than that. Let's just go Professor Sawda's Vitality just right off the rip. We'll attach a fighting to both Pokemon. There we go. Draw 3 cards. There's an Earthen Vessel and a Super Rod. I don't mind either of those. We can go attach for a turn here. And then we can just swing for 210, which doesn't get a knockout, which kind of feels bad. And maybe we're thinking, well, that seems not ideal. They're going to take a knockout, but it does mean that we're able to set up a checkmate situation, right? Because next turn, if we only have to discard 1 energy off of a Raging Bolt, it just puts us in a way better spot in terms of being able to checkmate the next knockout on the Arceus. So here we'll dump these 3 energies. And then there we go. We're going to be swinging 210. And now it does mean we're able to swing this Vulpix with just 1 energy from a Bellowing Thunder. We cannot be return KO'd by an Arceus, by the way. So that's really great. Arceus tends to be a really great matchup for this deck. There's the Arceus V-Star. They're probably going to get that DTE. I'm assuming they're going to go and just Snow Mirage again for the knockout, sack that Vulpix so that Arceus is on the bench. What is really great is we're also able to swing Arceus with Sandy Shocks, as Sandy Shocks' Earthen Spike does swing Arceus for weakness, so he's relatively a good attacker in this matchup. You do have to watch out, though, is Arceus plus Max Belt is able to swing out Sandy Shocks, so just keep that in mind. Our opponent has played their Max Belt, though, so I'm not really concerned. They're going to boss up that Sandy Shocks here, which honestly doesn't even feel that bad for us. We're still probably going to be able to swing here. So there they go. I don't know. Have we been through all of our Switch carts? It's looking like we've only been through 1 Switch cart this turn or this game. So that's relatively fine, right? Why don't we go Pokegear? We'll see. We find a Sawda's Vitality. Let's go Earthen Vessel away this Nest Ball. And let's see what we can get going on here. We do have 2 Switch carts in deck, so we'll just thin out our deck a little bit before we decide, yep, we're going to send it. Let's go Professor Sawda's. We'll go Lightning onto Raging Bolt, Fighting onto Sandy Shocks, draw our 3 cards. We do get a Switch cart, which is our out here. And then we can just set up Raging Bolt. Let's set up an energy on this one. And then let's go Switch cart to this other Raging Bolt here. Heal 30 off Sandy Shocks, which isn't really relevant damage, but that's okay. And then we can go energy switch. Actually, I think we're just going to keep this Sandy Shocks partially powered up here because we're going to discard our 1 energy. We'll just discard this fighting here for the knockout. And there's 70 damage in the knockout on that Alolan Vulpix. We're going to take our 2 prize cards. And then no matter what our opponent does, we do have a checkmate situation unless they don't swing another knockout. But even if they don't, we just go attach for turn, Sawda's Vitality, and win the game. 9 cards in deck. We can pretty much guarantee that we are going to see that other Switch card that is in our deck. So let's see what they can get cooking here. They're going to go Lost Vacuum. Lost Vacuum away the Bravery Charm and then swing the Sandy Shocks is a very good play. It does get them a lot closer, especially if they've got a boss's orders in their hand. But I don't think it's happening for them still, right? Like, if they were to boss this Sandy Shocks, right, then maybe we'd be in a little bit of a pickle, but we're not, right? Because we can just go into this Sandy Shocks. And then even if they do boss it, that means they're not hand disrupting us, which means that our Professor Sawda's Vitality is going to stick. We are going to get the knockout. So we do still have this game wrapped up here. But forcing the boss is very, very strong for us. They take 2 prizes here with that Lost Vacuum. And then we just promote this other Sandy Shocks here. Because, like I said, Arc isn't swinging us, so we are fine. Let's see what they get cooking. Maybe they're going to have that DTE in hand. Maybe they're not. Let's see what's in their discard here. They do have a DTE, a V-Guard, and a Water there. They're going to go Pokestop. Pokestop away a V-Guard, a Sharon's Care, and an Iono feels horrible for them. But we do have this game locked in, and that's kind of the power of this deck, right? Is like, there is so much we can do. We can turbo so fast to just swing crazy, crazy numbers. And like I said, we did set up that checkmate board state scenario by not having to discard all our energy this turn. So they do get the V-Guard, or not V-Guard, DTE. They are going to swing us 180. Doesn't feel that bad, to be honest. We can still go attach, and then we can go magnetic absorption. We are swinging for a knockout here. They might not see that, but it's unfortunate for them. Here we go, attach for turn. We'll go Professor Sawdust Vitality. We'll attach Fighting. We'll draw 3 cards, and then we can just go magnetic absorption. You know what? It would be pretty fun to see how much we could swing with Raging Bolt, but I do think it's probably just the correct play to swing for the knockout here. Let's get another Sandy Shocks in play. I don't think there's any more fightings even in here. There is not. So let's just swing Earth and Spike for 400 damage and the game. And that, my friends, is the power of Raging Bolt with Sandy Shocks EX. I think the deck has a lot of potential, and I am hosting a masterclass for this deck. I will leave the link to my metafy down below. I coach for relatively cheap. The masterclass is only $5, guys. Like, it's a no-brainer. The deck is great. We're going to be covering Lost Zone Raging Bolt. We're going to be covering Sandy Shocks Raging Bolt and the Palkia variant, which I think is very, very slept on. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys want to see next. Sign up for my masterclass, and until next time, I'll see you later.